Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about another local case that is so close to me. This happened in Rogersville, Tennessee. It's an ongoing case, so we still don't know the end result or a lot of details that still haven't came through. Summer Wells disappeared on the evening of June 15th, 2021. She's a 5-year-old. She has blonde hair, blue eyes. She was last seen in some gray pants and a pink shirt. Her disappearance has sparked a weeks-long manhunt in Hawkins County. And Hawkins County is a super rural area. It is so spread out. The investigator said there's like canopy of trees. It's been so hard to try to find her. On June 15th, 2021, Summer was only about 20 feet from her house when she was playing with toys and planting flowers. She went inside and told her 3 older brothers that she was going to go to the basement to play with some toys. When her mom and grandma came in a little while later, she wasn't there. So about an hour later, on June 15th, around 6:30, Summer was reported missing to Hawkins County Police. At midnight, the TBI issued an endangered child alert. I hadn't actually never heard of that. I thought it was the same as the Amber Alert, but they're actually pretty different. So the next day at 11 a.m., they changed it to an Amber Alert for Summer Wells. An Amber Alert is considered the most concerning for a missing child, and the endangered child alert is when they think the child's in danger, but it's not as high as an Amber Alert. So around 4 p.m. on June 16th, the Hawkins County Police had a few different news conferences and things like that. They had about 30 tips come in, but they were all dead ends. Around 1 p.m. on June 17th, they had a bunch of search teams come and look for Summer. They had a very hard time doing this though. First of all, the cell phone service is horrible in the area. And like I said, the canopies, the trees, they had such a hard time with drones and helicopters. They had dogs, they had everything searching for her, and nothing happened. So around 9 p.m. that night, investigators contacted all neighbors, everybody in the area. They wanted to see if maybe anybody had trail cameras in the area. They wanted to see if maybe anybody had saw Summer on the camera, if anybody just had any information. The name of the road was called Ben Hill Road. It's kind of like an unincorporated community in Beach Creek, so it is so spread out, very rural. There's not many people that could be any kind of witness. So on June 18th, Summer's father spoke for the first time to a news outlet. And I remember when I watched her mom and dad talk to a news outlet, it was all over. But it just didn't seem genuine. And the level of concern wasn't really that high. And I'm thinking, like, your 5-year-old is missing. I mean, what are you going to do about it? Her mom and dad actually thought somebody took her, but like I said, there's not a lot of witnesses. They saw a truck in the area and investigators were on the lookout for that truck, but it kind of didn't really lead to anything. On June 19th, TBI shared photos of Summer's house in the area and where she was last seen. On June 22nd, the TBI reported, I think, at least 220 tips, but nothing came from those. Investigators encouraged people to check like their crawl spaces, their barns, their sheds, just anywhere they thought Summer might be, but it didn't lead to anything. At this point, it's kind of like a dead end, and a lot of the family of Summer, they didn't really have hopes of finding her. And it's odd because Summer has an aunt that went missing in Wisconsin in 2009. So I think that's just really odd that, she went missing and now this is going on with Summer. On June 23rd, they set up a roadblock in hopes, if somebody might have Summer, or just to interview people, just to kind of see if they, what's going on. On June 26th, that's when they stepped in and asked for the driver of a burgundy Tacoma to step in and let them know any information going on, because like I said, they saw that truck in the area and it's a very desolate area. So it was just kind of odd that that truck was in the area at Summer's house at that time. On June 27th, the investigators stated they were scaling back the search, and that upset a lot of people because it's a 5-year-old that's missing. It's not like it's an adult, and there's a big urgency when it's a child, but the fact they were scaling it back, the hope kind of went out a little bit with people. On July 2nd, there had been over 750 leads called in, but it didn't go to any kind of information. There were so many tips and so many people calling in. They don't think any of those are really credible, but I'm not for sure how many they actually followed up on. On July 11th, an officer told a news source that the coast was nowhere close to being cold, but a missing 5-year-old, I don't really know like how far they would venture off or they would go to. A 5-year-old out in like mountainous terrain, and I don't know where Summer would be. On July 12th, they received almost 1,000 tips about Summer's disappearance, but nothing really came from those. They're kind of realizing that every tip that they get, it doesn't really lead to anything, unfortunately. On July 13th, investigators said that, the first 24 and 48 hours is so crucial with a missing child case, and they were getting really frustrated because nothing was coming from these tips. They weren't getting no kind of lead. And these were special agents that are so trained in, any kind of missing case. So it's just been really frustrating for them. Summer has blonde hair. She has blue eyes. She's about 3 feet tall and weighs 40 pounds. There's a $58,000 reward right now in Summer's whereabouts. Police are just asking for anybody to come forward. They want people to be on the lookout for the Tacoma. They just want some answers. They need help, your help, anybody's help solving this case. Hundreds of tips have been called in to the TBI, but the family's losing hope. A lot of people are losing hope, and they're just hoping to find her alive. They said she's possibly barefoot, and she was last seen wearing a pink shirt and gray pants. So I saw recently that Summer's parents are going to be appearing on Dr. Phil soon, and I just don't know how I feel about that. I don't know what kind of questions he's going to come at them with. I don't know what they're going to tell Dr. Phil that they haven't told the news sources. They've just been kind of quiet around the area. They haven't talked to news sites a lot, so I don't know what's going to come from this Dr. Phil interview, and I'm just kind of nervous about it.
Scott and Greg, have you learned anything at all? Anything new happened? Anything from the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation? Anything that we don't know?
Nothing at all.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
First off, tell me about Summer. Candace, your mom. Tell me about Summer. What's she like? How did she spend her time mostly?
Playing with the toys.
Yeah. Did she like to play inside, outside?
She liked to be outside most of the time.
Yeah. You have the 3 boys, and then Summer, she was the youngest.
Yeah.
And how'd she get along with the boys?
She was boss of the boys.
She ran the
Yeah.
ran the boys. Yeah. I kind of, in watching her run around, she sure had a lot of energy.
Charges haven't even been made with this. Nobody has been held accountable. Nobody in that truck has come forward. No witnesses. It just seems so suspicious to me, and I just hope we get some answers with Summer soon. If you have any suggestions on videos you want to see next, just let me know your comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.